You can manifest whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want, as long as you drop the fuck. What is up, alienARMy? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore, and on this channel we discuss everything out of this world. Today we are just going to get right into a topic that I feel is so simple and it's been spoken about so many times, but a lot of people still don't grasp the meaning of what this exactly means. And this is in regards to the law of attraction and how you can manifest whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want, as long as you drop the fuck. And by drop the fuck, I mean giving a fuck about anything that you are trying to manifest. So when we are talking about the law of attraction, I'm sure you're very familiar with it. A lot of teachers say all you have to do is let it go. That's exactly what this means. You let it go. You stop giving a fuck about whatever it is that you want to manifest. Because a lot of times, even when someone is actively attempting to manifest something, they could be setting an intention, they can be repeating a mantra, they can be scripting, however method they choose to go about manifesting, that is up to the individual. But when they are done with whatever the fuck they're doing, because they're giving a fuck about what they want to manifest, obviously they give a fuck about it because they want to manifest it, what they're doing is, after they're visualizing or reciting a mantra or whatever the fuck they're doing, they are still keeping it active in their vibration. They are still thinking about it. And by this I mean that they are thinking about how much they want it. And this is not necessarily a negative thing. You should think from your desire, but you should think in the place of that your desire is already there. Therefore, you drop the giving a fuck about the desire in and of itself, and you drop the giving a fuck about your desire for your desire. So what I mean by this is that it's very simple. Just stop giving a fuck. I have manifested things, literally anything you can name, out of thin air that I wasn't even concentrated on. I didn't give a fuck about it, and boom, it arrived. And I mean this in manifestations that were a big deal to me, because something very simple, you think of someone's name and they pop up in your caller ID, right? That happens all the time because it's not something that a lot of people really care about or think about. It just pops into their minds and then they think it and then boom, it happens. That is more natural than you might think. And when you are actively manifesting something, it could be $80 million, and as long as you're actively thinking about the desire and all the positivity that is coming from the desire, the $80 million, the dream partner, the dream home, the dream career, whatever it is, what you're doing is you think that you're doing good because you're focused positively on it. You're like, well, I did my affirmations and I did my scripting and whatever the fuck you do to manifest, you did all that. After you're done doing whatever the fuck you did, are you still actively keeping that desire alive, that feeling of desire alive? Or did you genuinely just become whoosh, as soon as you were done with your chosen method of manifestation? Did you drop it entirely? Did you drop the motherfucking mic and not check to even see if it made it to the ground? That's how fucking quickly you were out. You dropped the mic, whoosh, that's it, it's done. Whenever pretty much every manifestation teacher or guide or author, what have you, they always say this. They always say, when you ask, it is given, every single time. So once you ask, that's it. It's a done deal. You need only ask one time. You need only intend one time. You need only recite a mantra one time. You need only visualize one time. Whatever works for you, you do that once and you drop the fuck. You drop giving a fuck, because now you trust. So now you are letting it flow. You're giving it trust and you're letting go of the flying fucks that you had potentially to give about it. It's like, let go of the fuck, bring on the trust. That is this new mantra. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a flying fiddly fuck about your manifestations. When you drop the giving a fuck, and I mean this sincerely, get on with your life. Do something else. Go for a run, go for a swim, call a friend, take a fucking shower. Do what you have to do to get your mind off of it. Put on some music. Whatever you want is already there. Ego mind, the monkey mind, wants a logical explanation for how this thing is going to magically appear out of thin air. The ego mind, we already spoke about in another video. You give a dog a bone, you leave a dog alone. This is the same fucking thing. Only instead of the ego mind, now we're saying we're not giving a fuck about our desire. It doesn't mean that we are not manifesting it. It doesn't mean that it's not on our way to us, that it already exists, because every time you ask, it is always there now. It's more about, I trust and I don't give a fuck. So you remove the fuck, you replace it with trust. So when you are manifesting, an example would be you set a script, you write your intention, you visualize, I'm done doing that, that's all I have to do, there's nothing else I have to do, and you sincerely have to get on with your life. You have to do anything to take your mind off of it, and you stay in that place of not thinking about it, in that trusting and not giving a fuck. And a lot of times individuals will think that they have to keep repeating their visualization techniques every night, or they have to script every night, and to each their own. If that's what makes someone feel good, then by all means do that, but you do not have to. And this is one that I hear often, and I'm not gonna lie, I tried it, it did not work for me, but I projected onto it that it wasn't gonna work for me because I was just like, what, this is kind of, I don't know, to me it was stupid. It didn't really resonate with my energy, where you write a sentence, a thesis of what you want, I guess, and then you write it 5 times for 50 times. It's some weird shit, like the 5 by 50 method, the 5 by 5, like there's a lot of them. There's like 5 times, 55 times. It's really like, I'm getting confused even talking about it, okay? And to me, that did not resonate. You absolutely do not have to do that. You don't even have to write anything down at all. All you have to do is simply state whatever it is as if it already happened. Like, damn, I remember that day when I won that $80 million lottery. That's all you have to do. Boom, that's it. You drop it, you don't give a fuck. That doesn't mean that you keep focusing on it every day and say, okay, well, I have to intend for this again today. Every night before I go to sleep, I'm gonna say, damn, I remember when I got that $80 million lottery. It's like, no, you don't have to do it again. All you have to do is simply state it, know it, visualize it, write it down, tell it to the universe in nature, and stand on the beach or in the fucking woods in your bare feet and say, I remember that time when I won that $80 million lottery. That's all you have to do. So whatever type of fad is out there, it might work for someone if they believe in it, but why would you want to sit for 5 nights in a row writing 55 times the same shit over and over again? For me, I was like, ain't nobody got time for this, because when I want my shit, I was supposed to have it yesterday. But the whole point of this third dimensional experience is to always want more and more and more. So guess what I motherfucking do? I think about something, I say, it is done, that's it, thank you. And I'm a mosey on over here to the next thing I want. So let's say you want to manifest your dream career. Boom, that's what you do. Okay, drop that. So now that I'm in my dream career, oh, now what am I going to do? Well, I want to have however you want your office set up to look like. If you have a home office, if you want in a high-rise building, a corner office, whatever the fuck you want, boom, in my dream career, I sit in my home studio, in my soundproof, beautiful room, and I work wonderfully looking at this camera, and that's what I fucking do. That is all you have to do. You think of something that you want. Okay, what else do you want? Because if you keep going back to you just want to be in your dream career and every day you're thinking about it, what happens from the perspective that the dream career is already here, but you are continuously focused on, you give a fuck about it so much that you think you're amping it up with that energy, with that, oh yeah, my dream career, I'm manifesting it every day. It's like, well, you manifested it one time. Now you move on to the next thing, because the natural state of the universe is to expand, and it's always fluid. It's never stagnant. It's never stuck on one thing, the way that the ego monkey mind can sometimes be. And when I mentioned in my other video about give a dog a bone, leave a dog alone, it's the same fucking concept, because a lot of times someone can believe that they are manifesting, you know, the 5x55 method, and it's like, no man, that should take too long. Just declare it as is, in a past tense, as once. Leave it the fuck alone. Drop giving a fuck. Bring in the trust, and there you go. Move along to the next thing. Because let's say that winning lottery ticket presents itself to you 5 minutes after you declare it as such. What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna fucking sit there and stare at it, or are you gonna start spending that shit? What are you spending it on? Are you buying a yacht? Are you buying a mansion? What are you doing with all of that the money brought you? What are you doing with your dream partner? If you manifested, oh well, now you had your fairy tale wedding. Okay, what are you doing after? I mean, are you going on a honeymoon? Are you gonna get some sucky on? What are you doing after that? Because the dream wedding, it already been done. Now what are you doing? So I personally, I'm just very future oriented. I'm over here about 100 years, 100 paces, 100 yards ahead of what the fuck I want. I already finished reading the book, and motherfuckers are stuck on chapter 1. I must recite those 55 times for 5 minutes. That's just my perspective. To me and numbers, I mean, I don't know if we the BFFs like some of y'all may be, but I ain't doing that, okay? It doesn't resonate with me. If it resonates with you, you can do that, but you don't fucking have to. All you have to do is drop giving a fuck, move forward into the future with that trust, and bada bing, the shit that you want is already here. And I'm Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon.